Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Today we're just going to talk about the basic secrets of cord cutting. What you need still is Wi-Fi and internet. You'll need a modem and a router or a box that can do both. Whether you're getting it from your cable TV provider, your satellite company, fiber optics, or your phone 5G of your phone with T-Mobile or Verizon. AT&T has great fiber. Look into these things. Cord cutting 1.0 is cutting the cable cord. I belong to a neighborhood that has an HMO, and everyone gets cable for now. Thus, the Spectrum app, a cable box that doesn't really work very well. But anyway, we don't really watch it. But a lot of cable companies have gotten to the point where cable is getting too expensive for them, and they're cutting back and going to something called YouTube TV, which gives you a cable-like experience, but it still costs $70, $80. But it gives you some local channels sometimes and all that. And a lot of people like that. And it takes a while to get used to streaming, which is, you can get something like Sling TV, which might give you one or two locals, or Friendly TV, or Philo TV, which gives you really no locals and no real sports, but it gives you cable-like channels, really cheap. There's Hulu Plus Live TV, not the regular Hulu. Also like YouTube TV, but the biggest growing one is YouTube TV. That's for if you really love sports and watching that, you should spend the money during the season on YouTube TV. You can cancel. You get 6-7 months of your sport in, cancel YouTube TV, or get your sports somewhere else. It's changing constantly. Everyone's working on deals. Amazon has deals for sports. They had some NFL stuff. Peacock got one of the playoff games. One game, spent tons of money, and everyone complained because they had to get Peacock for 1 month. 1 month. But there's other stuff on Peacock to watch. It's not that big a deal. The secret to cord cutting and making it really affordable is not having the live TV like YouTube TV, because that's like cable again. And you're like, well, I like cable. I know I like cable a little bit too, but we're so used to now. This is what we're using today is a Roku Ultra. It has an HDMI cord, which is basically a cord that plugs into the back of rather new TVs. Look at the back of your TV, see if you see the word HDMI 1, HDMI 2. That's where you plug it in. Simple. You just plug it in the wall, boom. And you got you a good streaming player. Your TV might be smart. It might have some streaming options. That's great. Watch a little bit on that. Get used to streaming on that if you want to. But it won't be able to keep up with the constant updates and changes and speed you're going to want for several years with like a Roku Ultra or an Apple TV Plus. We have both. Yes, a little crazy, but it gives my wife and I both a remote. Yeah, it's good. If there's some reason Roku's bickering with HBO Max, which did happen when Max came out, Roku wanted a bigger cut. They had HBO. They said, you can keep HBO. But this Max stuff with the extra services and stuff, they said, no, you're going to pay us more. We want more merchant commercials. We want more of this. And Max said no. For 6 months, there was no Max on Roku. Those are the things you have to watch out for. You get a Fire Stick, you might have the same problem with just one app that's arguing until they fix it. It took till like December when Wonder Woman 1984 came out that everyone fixed everything and it popped up. In the meantime, our quick solution, the Apple TV had no problem. I had Max on the Apple TV. If we watched Max, we watched it on the Apple TV. So having a second streaming device that's different from your other one is a good way to go. I recommend streaming devices because of this. You get better updates. You should always get a 4K device, newest device you can find, because the processors are faster, and when you click on something that doesn't have a spinning circle of death waiting for it to work. You're still going to need the Wi-Fi. You're still going to need the internet. You need to keep those boxes. When you return your regular cable TV boxes to the Spectrum or whoever, Comcast or whoever, return them. Do not take a deal. They will give you a deal. Keep it a year, sign a contract, blah, 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 blah. We're going to give you a deal. When you're cutting the cord, you cut the cord. Be firm. No thank you. Be nice, but no thank you. Just turn your box in. Listen, just tell them no. Just thank you and no thank you. But you'll need like 100 megabytes per second for basic cord cutting if you're in a house by yourself. You got other people, other devices, you might need 200, 300, 400, 500 megabytes per second. If you're a serious gamer, you're probably going to go for a terabyte, or if you're doing work from home with Zoom calls all the time, you might need speed. But for most of you, 200, 300, 400, 500 might do it. If you're happy with what you got now, that'll do it. Try streaming for a month. Still got your cable box, you hook up your little Roku player or you use your smart TV, you get Netflix. Everyone starts with Netflix. Everyone should have the YouTube app. Greatest source material in the world for everything you want to know about streaming. Should I get an antenna? Where should I look? Rabbitears. I think it's org. I use an app called Next Episode. That's great for checking on my episodes and seeing what's coming up next. One of the basic rules of thumb, if it's network, ABC, NBC, CBS, it should be on the next day. ABC is on Hulu. Paramount Plus has CBS, the #1 network in the United States. So if you wanted to pick one based on that, or look at the shows, you're watching all that NCIS, FBI, all that, great. You're probably going to want Paramount Plus. You like Star Trek, you like Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone, which is on Peacock right now, but all his other shows he created are on Paramount Plus. You're like, are there more shows? Yeah, there are more shows. And they're really good. So check into those. Peacock, what I call the big 8 streaming services. I know a lot of you might want ESPN. You might want your Discovery Channel, but you don't really want Max. Max merged with Discovery, so you can get Discovery content on Max. And it's pretty. You get it. Max is a great little app. All that award-winning HBO stuff is on there. They bought the rights to Friends and Big Bang Theory, so you can watch those reruns because they know occasionally reruns are the way to go. And here are the kind of brands they have. B&R Sports is new, if you're a sports guy. DC, here's your Discovery stuff. Look at all that Discovery. Food Network, Magnolia Network, very popular. Sesame Street, yes, they got the rights to some Sesame Street stuff. Max is a good app. But everyone starts with Netflix. A lot of people love Netflix. My general rule of thumb is get the app for a month, drop it 2 months, get the app for a month. It's a good way to stream, not spend a lot of money, and just watch 1 or 2 shows in an entire month and go, oh, I spent how much on that and I only watched 1 or 2 shows? You can wait. Netflix likes to dump everything all at once anyway. So you'll get it later. It's no big deal. The other stuff is, if Max has the House of the Dragon, which is the prequel show to Game of Thrones, one of the biggest shows ever. We got HBO just to watch Game of Thrones, and as soon as it was over, canceled. That was how big Game of Thrones was. Now House of the Dragons has been a big hit. So I know a lot of you will cheat. You won't be skipping 2 months on that when it comes back. But that's the way it goes. With your Hulu, you've got that right now on Hulu. Big thing is Shogun. A lot of people might get Hulu for a couple months just to watch Shogun. Paramount Plus, it's got its movies and things. CW network, and you can watch the shows. Usually, I think it's next day. I call them the big 8 services. Disney, one. Prime Video, which is free if you have Prime shipping. Check for that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I lost one. Where did it go? 7. Oh, this is my wife's setup. Things have been moved. That's okay. Another thing, get your music services on here. Play it in the background. It's great. Got a sound bar? Great music sound. Don't have to keep asking the Alexi, to play some music. You just have this running in the background. Oh, Apple TV Plus. Yes, that's my missing one. Where did she put it? This is her setup. I like to use the Apple TV. I got my own setup. She uses this. She's got her own setup. And I'm not sure what it went. Wonder if Apple's having a problem with Roku. I think I just missed it. I think it just was in by me. Strange. See all the stuff you can get on Roku? Get a couple games. There's Apple. There's YouTube TV if you guys wanted to spend $70-$80. There's Philo, the cheaper one, friendly. Up Faith and Family. Stars is kind of popular. If you wanted to give it a try. But a lot of it is just budgeting. The new streaming thing is if they have ads, they don't charge as much. They're not as long as the ads on cable. Cable has the long ads, or when you're watching on satellite or the regular network stuff. If you jump down to Disney with ads, they're going to be there, but they're only going to be like a couple minutes, and that's it. You go to Hulu, got a lot of ads because Disney owns that one. Disney and Hulu are merging. So right now, with Disney, but they haven't, this is still March 2024, and they haven't officially finished the merger and given prices and all that. But right now, we better keep it on important, yeah. Right now, there it is. You can watch your Disney stuff. It's mixed all down in here. Disney's a great little app. Taylor Swift's new concert film with 4 extra songs is on. Star Wars and Hulu. The beta version right now. The Bear is excellent. Murders in the Building. Oh, there's the Kardashians, very popular. Grey's Anatomy, 911, Shogun. We were watching Shogun. Station 19, my wife loves that. Abbott Elementary, very funny show. Good Doctor, Will Trent's good, Rookie's good, Poor Things. A little odd. It won a lot of awards. You could see Emma Thompson did a great job. But it was a little odd. And it was definitely adults only. Death and Other Details has been pretty good. There's the original part 1 of Dune is on there. There's The Bear, American Idol's on. You got your ABC stuff. So cord cutting, this is how you find stuff. This is how, if you need that network stuff, you can still get it. You can get Hulu, you can get Paramount, and you can get Peacock to get your 3 main networks. We get Paramount Plus with Showtime, which is merged, but you pay a little extra and you get it ad-free. And you get some live news, you get the live sports. We watched the Super Bowl on this. It was great. And you got all the great content from CBS. And for us, the guilty pleasure is commercial free. So when it's next day, you watch Tracker on CBS or whatever, and you can watch it. It's easy to watch. I highly recommend of the 3 networks. Hulu's close. A lot of people love Hulu. But, and Peacock has Chicago Med, all the Chicago shows. And that's its main thing. If you got into the Nielsen ratings and checked, you would find those at the top for Peacock, and that's about it. And the rest would be ABC and CBS. Now let's take a peek real quick at Paramount. And there's NCIS, Hawaii, NCIS, the regular one. FBI shows. Never Seen Again, don't know what that is. SWAT, CBS show. Little Wing, new movie. With Brian Cox in it, who was in Succession, which is on Max, and it's an excellent, excellent show. And the different women on Paramount, The Neighborhood, funny show. Mayor of Kingstown, that is a Taylor Sheridan show. You got Ghost, funny show. That's the UK version, and there's an American version. Got to see them both. They're great. Great show. Halo, great show. All this great stuff. And then you're getting it commercial free. Now, the only exception, NCIS Sydney was pretty good. I like that. A lot of people love Blue Bloods, new episodes. Fire Country, we watched that. Special Ops Linus. You can't get this on cable. This is why streaming is so big. Some of the best shows you will ever see are streaming, not cable, not network. Linus Taylor Sheridan show again. Rabbit Hole is pretty good. Elizabeth, it's pretty funny. I've only had one episode so far, but I thought it was pretty, kind of like old Columbo show. If you love Columbo, this is like a female version. NCIS, Criminal Minds, the older Hawaii fellow, not the oldest. School Spirits, we enjoyed that. There's UK. Dr. Fraser Crane is back. Catch that on Paramount Plus. Colin from Accounts was a quirky Australian show, but we liked it. We watched it and we liked it. Reno 911 is always crazy. Billions, a Showtime show that's hugely popular. You're not catching that on cable. Everyone Loves Raymond, we know that show. Joe Pickett was really good. Had 2 seasons, and we enjoyed it. Some of you have seen the show Big Sky. The same guy that wrote those books wrote the Joe Pickett. Daily Show is always funny. Cheers is always funny. South Park's always funny. Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. Taylor Sheridan show. Can't get that. Movies. Wolfpack. Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, back in the mystic worlds of things. 1923, a prequel to Yellowstone. Excellent. Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. You're not going to get actors like that on TV unless someone like Taylor Sheridan can grab them for a show. Beverly Hills Cops, Reachers, Star Trek, The Offer, great miniseries about the making of The Godfather, or Star Trek, movies. The other show is 1883. It's a Taylor Sheridan show. There's Ghost for the modern day. There we are. Strange New World is getting a lot of praise from people that never watched Star Trek. They're like, this is a pretty good show. Anson Mount from Hell on Wheels is Captain Pike, the captain just before Kirk. And that's what it takes place as. Young Lieutenant Spock is there. Young Uhura. And number 1, some of you remember from the Menagerie episode of the original series. She was always called number 1 and played by Majel Barrett Roddenberry, Gene's wife. She would later go on to play Nurse Chapel. But the network didn't like a woman as second in command. And he always referred to her as number 1. So in this show, they referred to her, they made the appearance first on the Star Trek Discovery, called her number 1, didn't give her a real name till this show. And it was Una. 1883, there it is. That's the prequel to the prequel. It's excellent. How the Dutton family goes west to Montana. Excellent. I love it. There's Titanic, Lower Deck, Star Trek's crazy show. Paramount's excellent. We love it. We watch it all the time. It's good to have Fast Reeves, Taylor Sheridan show. Let's get off Taylor Sheridan for a minute in my promotion of Paramount Plus. The secret is just take it easy, take it slow, dip your foot in. Something happens when you're watching a streaming show, you hit pause. If you want to go to bed, you go to bed. Next morning, you fire it back up, go back to your show, click it, and start watching again. It should say the word resume, and you resume. You can't do that with cable, unless you have some kind of DVR you're recording with or something. See, I've got a DVR. I have an antenna in the attic because the neighborhood says no antennas on the roof. And I can just get NBC, CBS, ABC. But we love Paramount. So. And we watch and fast forward through commercials with the tablet. So it's a pretty good device. It's not Apple quality. It's not the greatest. HD Home Run or Tableau are both good. There's a new antenna standard called 3.0 that's making its way, but the boxes haven't got the software for it really well yet. HD Home Run has some of it, but Tableau hasn't adopted it yet because it hasn't been standard. They keep changing it and tweaking it and pissing off everybody. But it's supposed to give a better signal. So if you're just barely getting the 1.0, which is out now, 2.0 got dropped, regular signal on your antenna and getting a signal, good. You might be able to record on a tablet. You have to have a good signal. You can't have any breaking up pixels or the tablet's not going to work. It's got to be good and strong all the time. And occasionally, I'm 47 miles from a tower, occasionally it doesn't record. I tell my wife, your station 19 didn't record. She's like, what? So I have to watch it on Hulu. Yeah, you got to watch it on Hulu. That's okay. Watch it on Hulu. And with all the commercials, you can't skip on Hulu. Sorry, guys. But the big 8 streaming service, I definitely recommend trying them all eventually. Just work them in. You know, there's certain months of the year you do need network stuff, but you don't need it constantly. I mean, you can wait and binge watch a couple episodes. Networks usually start in September. We had writer strikes, COVID, there's a lot going on, but you get about 20-some episodes. That's good. You get a show on Disney, you get 8. If you're lucky, 10, right? Sometimes 6. That's all you get. And you wait all this time, you subscribe. Well, with networks, you can get 20-some shows during good times. Starting in usually September, but you can kind of wait it out till October and get going and catch those first 2 episodes. November, good network. December, they might have 1 or 2, but everyone's on holiday, so they know no one's around. So they don't put a lot of network stuff out in December, so you don't need network stuff. You can get Netflix and Max, and Peacock has now got some Hallmark stuff, and that has a lot of holiday stuff. And they have Bravo. A lot of people like Bravo. Where's Bravo? I got to find Bravo. I got to have my channels. You got to get over having every channel because you're getting all this new stuff that is really popular and really good quality. But if you get a free Philo, you go down here to the little Philo. We tried Philo for a weekend. We weren't overly joyed with it. If you get the new Tableau, you get that app, not the other one. There's Philo. And Philo's okay. There's no sports. There's no real news. I think it had Crackle News or something like that. And Local Now, you can catch your local news. But I watch mine on YouTube. You put in the call letters. In Florida, I think the NBC affiliate is WFLA. You put that on YouTube in the little search, and boom. And it says, would you like to subscribe? You check, pop up a little bit. Find the subscribe area, subscribe to it, free. It doesn't cost anything. It's just YouTube to let them know, to try to focus in on that little service. And check all your networks and find most of them are on YouTube. They have clips, sports, weather, what's going on in the world. You can watch it on YouTube. Why bother? Anything you want to learn about streaming, antennas, YouTube, easy. You probably got this on YouTube. So just take your time, take a month, keep the cable for a month, learn to use your pause button, learn to find stuff, get the family together with what you want to watch. Most of them are going to want Netflix, and they're not going to want to lose Netflix. But if you're tough love, if you're on a real budget, tell them, look, we're going to be off a month or 2 for Netflix, and then we can try something else in between. I always try to keep one network, especially the popular Hulu and Paramount. Depends on what everyone in the house watches. Try to keep a big gun service like Max or Netflix or Disney. I don't consider Prime Video that big of a must-have. They've got some good stuff. You want to check it out. If you got Prime shipping, it's free. Keep it. Keep it all year. If you got Prime shipping all year, you got it right there. Just leave it. That's fine. But the big gun is Netflix. You want to try Apple TV Plus. They got some great shows. They're spending money on their shows, getting good directors, good stars, everything. You got to try it out. For All Mankind was great. The morning show, the first season, great. I mean, Ted Lasso, you've probably heard of that. That was on Apple TV+. Coda, Academy Award Best Picture, Apple TV+. Apple owned that picture. And they turned around and won the Academy Award, and everybody else went, oh no. Apple's taking over the movie business and the TV business. So Apple TV Plus is definitely a try. Definitely shrinking, excellent show with Harrison Ford again. Got him on another show. The guys from Ted Lasso said, Harrison, we want your first show. We'll give you a lot of money. Boom, you got yourself a hit show. And, you know, you can't find these shows on cable. These shows just don't exist. And if you like documentaries, a lot of these services have documentaries. Netflix has some of the great documentaries you can get. So don't be shy. My wife loves Hallmark movies now, but I told her, I said, look, they just made a deal with Peacock, and a lot of your Hallmark stuff's now on Peacock until they lose the deal. And that's where a lot of this stuff goes, deals. Shows come and go off these places. But watch them, enjoy them. Make you a little list, get the family together, say, well, what do we want to get? What's coming out? You know, do you want to, you know, if you like Star Trek Strange New Worlds, last season of Discovery is coming out soon, Star Trek Discovery. You want to catch it? Get next episode guide. Click on it, put a little star at the top right corner for Star Trek Discovery and check the calendar. And it'll tell you when they think that shows are going to have it, unless they change, where they're going to premiere. And you can say, okay, I want to get it right near the end of that last month. That way I only have to pay 1 month and I can watch all of Star Trek Discovery and I'm done with Paramount Plus. That's smart. Wait till the end, catch it all. Netflix, you just get it all, usually. Unless they start sneaking stuff in, like 3 episodes. They've played around before. They know that the importance of getting you back. And that's what's important to them, to get you back. So basically, you know that. Your cord cutting, December, slow. January, networks, back in the groove a little bit, but you don't have to have it in January. You could skip if you want to. February, it should be back. March, April, and May. Now with this actor strike and everything, we're only going to get so many shows. But they're probably, a lot of them are going to wrap up in April or May. This year, Peacock started early, so they're going to run out of shows quicker. And by May, everyone's out of school, everyone's on the road, traveling, vacations. The networks are going to have only a couple of shows to try out to see if it's good enough to go for a lot, 20-some shows later on. In the meantime, Netflix and Max and Disney are going to be popping out some good stuff. Even though it's a slower time, they're going to pop out some good things in between to keep you interested. So, and then after August, September, October, you can start focusing on networks again if you want to focus on networks. If you have an antenna, you can watch it live, get your DVR, recorder, get you a Tableau. They're pretty good devices. But this is what the world is going to. Everyone's getting away from cable, and cable companies are getting away from cable. When they don't want to pay for cable anymore, they give customers YouTube TV. Say, look what you're getting, YouTube TV. And we're giving you this little box, I think it's called Zumo, one of the companies is selling. But if you don't need Zumo, you got to rent that. They want you to rent another box. Yeah, you just gave up a bunch of boxes. You buy the Roku, you got years of good service. When it slows up, put it in the bedroom if it's still pretty good, and keep the main Roku in the living room where everyone can enjoy it and watch the main stuff. I always, when it comes to naming my Rokus, I like to put the year and the model number so I can look that up and see, how old is this thing? Oh, wow, 5 years. It's getting a little long in the tooth. You know, might need to be looking at another one. Now, Roku used to be really good at upgrading every year, but lately they've had a year or two where they put out a Roku Lite, Ultra, Lite. Because everyone was having a hard time getting processor chips. Remember that? Where you couldn't get a car because they're building the car and one chip's missing and they can't finish the car. So it's just crazy right now. Apple put out a new Apple TV, and my wife likes it, but she doesn't love it. It's not as simple as the Roku. The Roku is simple. You get it, you click on the little star, move the app. You want to move the app? Sure, move the app. Check for updates. Does the app have an update? Now you can do this in settings. I'll show you this. I've got a video on this. But it's so fast. Settings, system, and 3, I think. There it is, update. Check now. We'll check for updates. It'll update the apps. It'll update the software. 3, look, ESPN's got an update. You guys love ESPN? ESPN Plus app is good. There's the sports thing on Max right now. Everyone's making deals. You say, okay, you hit the middle, okay, home, home. You're done. It's that easy. People love Roku. That's why I would recommend it. I know the Fire Sticks can be cheaper, but get a 4K if you're getting one. And there's a stick on Roku that's a 4K. You know, if you want to start out slow and get a Roku stick, that's fine. If you got a Roku TV, that's fine. You know, it's going to have Roku software for several years, and if it gets old and tired, you're going to be getting and starting over. Yeah, how's that? Everybody back? Good sound? Okay, kitty cats can be detrimental. Just a reminder. Now, so I wish you all happy streaming. Don't take any deals from the cable or satellite companies. You're cutting the cord. 1.0 is dropping cable. 2.0 is dropping the satellite company and the cable company and going with 5G Verizon or T-Mobile or AT&T Fiber or something. Or AT&T I think has a 5G plan too, I believe. But you can check with your phone company. You already got a phone company. You're keeping your phone company? Well, check. Do y'all offer, you know, like, really? You offer like a cable? Yeah. We can hook you up right now. They can hook you up with Wi-Fi only. But you want to get used to your Roku. You want to get used to streaming and watching cool shows and checking your next episode guide, next episode app on your phone or tablet and seeing what's coming up and putting little stars at the top to keep up with your cool shows you like to watch. And when they have a new episode, it'll pop up in your calendar. And you can go, oh, look, a new episode of this is coming out soon. Because sometimes they release stuff quick, and sometimes they tell you months in advance. Oh, yeah, it's going to be released in June. And June comes, you're like, where is it? I wrote it down in my phone, got my little list, and you check again, next episode, now it's July, because they pushed it back. Happens. It's all right. No big deal. But this is the new generation of TV. This is it. Everyone's going to it. It's very simple. For this remote, if I have any problems with this remote or Roku's not working, this has batteries. Some of the new remotes just plug in, you charge it like with a C charger or something, like you would your phone, let it fire up a little bit, and you can check the battery level. You can do that. One more trick, if I can find it, remotes and devices. Remotes, enhance remotes, find, set up remote control. Oh no, where's my battery? Battery, 84%. There it is, about. So I got an 84% battery life on this. But if it starts acting up and you're pushing the buttons, it's not going well, we switch the batteries. Get new batteries, boom, starts working. You hold it close to the device in case it's lost signal. There's a little button on the back. You pull down here and you push and hold that. It starts blinking. You hold it near that and it syncs and gets all hooked up. It has 4 buttons. You can just hit them and go to an app. See, I've messed things up now. That's okay. Like you hit Netflix and it opens Netflix. That's cool, isn't it? We always forget to use that. But that's cool. So Rokus are very simple. Fire Sticks are good. They're okay. They're fine. They tend to have the apps running all the way across, so you have to keep scrolling to get to the app you want. I like this lineup. I like the simplicity of it. You just click on it and it works. I don't have to go through a lot of other hoops to get it. Okay? So I wish you well with your streaming. Cut the cord. Get used to it. Don't hurry yourself. Keep the Wi-Fi going. Keep everything working. And get streaming. Get your Netflix going. Get your Hulu going. And start watching your shows. Get used to it. A lot of them have little things where it says put on my list. You can click it, put it on my list. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your app here. And you can watch TV on your phone. That's what the kids do. They watch everything. They're like, get them in front of a real TV set, and they're like, well, I got my phone. I just sit here and watch my phone. I know I just hit something. Speaker. I have an external speaker, so it didn't like that. But on-demand streaming, that's what you're looking at. Is the future. You're going to love it. You're going to love the pause button. Any interruptions, you got to talk to the kids, got to get up, dogs, cats, doorbells, phones, food, bathroom breaks, anything you want. Pause it and just get back to it later or get back to it tomorrow or next week. Go on vacation, come back, watch what you want. Simple. I wish you well.